in the labyrinthine city of Athel, carved into the underbelly of a colossal mountain, Elara, a prodigy among engineers, tinkered tirelessly within her workshop. Unlike her kin content with the bioluminescent glow that perpetually bathed Athel, Elara craved the warmth and brilliance whispered about in ancient texts, whispers of a time when a celestial entity called the sun showered the land with its golden rays. Fueled by this insatiable curiosity, Elara spent her days deciphering cryptic scrolls and scouring forgotten archives. One particular fragment spoke of the heliocore, a mythical device nestled deep within the treacherous obsidian spine, a mountain range notorious for its razor-sharp obsidian ridges and monstrous inhabitants. The inscription hinted that the heliocore, if reactivated, could reignite the dormant sun. The discovery ignited a spark within Elara, but it was met with trepidation by the Athenian council. The heliocore was a relic of a bygone era, its attempted reactivation considered far too perilous. Undeterred by their disapproval, Elara embarked on a clandestine mission, assembling a motley crew for her expedition. There was Kai, a roguish pilot with a beat-up sky skiff nicknamed Zephyr. Kai, ostracized for his flamboyant personality and unorthodox piloting maneuvers, possessed an unparalleled understanding of Athel's intricate aerial currents. Braun, a gruff but loyal dwarf with a mechanical arm and a keen eye for detail, served as their mechanic and muscle. Finally, there was Zarya, an enigmatic elf ostracized for her forbidden telepathic abilities, a gift that allowed her to sense emotions and communicate with certain creatures. Their journey began at the crack of dawn, or as close to dawn as Athel knew, with the bioluminescent fungi casting an airy lavender glow on their faces. Elara, strapped into the rickety Zephyr alongside Kai, clutched a satchel filled with ancient tools and the cryptic scroll. Braun, ever the pragmatist, secured crates of supplies while Zarya, cloaked in her tattered cloak, surveyed their surroundings with an air of quiet apprehension. As they soared above Athel, the familiar bioluminescent cityscape gave way to a sprawling expanse of petrified trees, stark reminders of a time when the sun graced their world. The air grew colder, the bioluminescent glow fading into an inky blackness. Kai expertly navigated the treacherous updrafts, his weathered face etched with a mix of excitement and trepidation. Their first challenge emerged from the obsidian crags, monstrous, winged creatures with razor-sharp talons and an insatiable hunger for flesh. Zarya's telepathy proved invaluable, allowing her to sense the creatures before they emerged from the shadows. Elara, drawing on her knowledge of ancient weaponry, devised makeshift sonic grenades from scavenged crystals, their high-pitched frequencies sending the creatures fleeing into the darkness. After days of navigating treacherous canyons and battling nocturnal predators, they reached the foot of the obsidian spine. The air crackled with an unseen energy, the obsidian monoliths seeming to pierce the very fabric of the sky. Here, the bioluminescent glow ceased entirely, replaced by an unsettling darkness that gnawed at their minds. Their trek was arduous, a constant battle against the elements and the unforgiving terrain. Braun's engineering skills came into play as they grappled with malfunctioning climbing gear and crumbling bridges precariously clinging to the obsidian cliffs. Zarya's telepathy helped them navigate through hidden crevasses and avoid pockets of noxious gas that seeped from the volcanic depths of the mountain range. Weeks bled into months, their provisions dwindling and their spirits flagging. Yet, Elara's determination remained unwavering, fueled by the flickering hope of witnessing the legendary sun. One particularly treacherous night, huddled around a dying bioluminescent ember, Kai confessed his doubts. "Perhaps the sun is just a myth," he said, his voice laced with despair.